Hi, welcome to Downtown Topeka Rotary. I'm Mark DeGraff, your president. We are glad you are here today. Please join me in reciting the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
You may be seated. Thank you. Today, we have one guest with us. His wife is a well-known South Rotarian, and Tony is a well-known law enforcement person in our state. He is a guest of Joni Underwood. Tony Weingartner, would you please stand? Tony also, as many of you will know, is a candidate for sheriff upcoming. So thank you for joining us today, Tony. And in spite of any lobbying you might get from home, we would love for you to fill out a downtown Rotary application and join our club. Thanks for joining us today, Tony. Our Rotary Minute today has to do with hunger. I haven't been in the rescue mission and hunger business that long, but just long enough to attend a few conferences where I've had a chance to learn an awful lot, and one of those was put on by Harvestors. Today we have a service project coming up, and I don't want to steal anybody's thunder, but at one of those conferences I learned that if you place 20 empty grocery shopping bags on a table, then all of the work that all of the groups like Harvestors, the Rescue Mission, Let's Help, all the churches and all the other independent groups out there that they do in feeding represents only one of those grocery shopping bags. So we do about 5% of the feeding in America. The other 95% comes from farm bill programs and government feeding programs. So what I would encourage you today to think about is as the numbers of hungry people increase, and potentially, as we debate different decreases or cuts to bills, if that one grocery bag needed to turn into two, that would double. That would force all of the groups like Harvesters, the Mission, Let's Help, and so many others that are doing that feeding to virtually double their output overnight. And so think about that today. What we're doing is very important. That 5% makes all the difference to hungry people. And I appreciate the effort that all of us are going to put in just a few minutes to help with this service project. Our April featured charity is the Jayhawk Area Boy Scout Council. Camp scholarships for the summer of 2019 are the recipient of our cup dinner, and they provide up to 50% of the cost of day camp for residential campers. We have a few announcements. First of all, Shawnee Mission High School's Drive Out Hunger event is coming up. It's April 27th, which is the same Saturday as our Rotary Conference. If you're not a conference attendee and have a car that you like to show, they are having a car show in the afternoon. That is their Interact group, and so the North Topeka Rotary Club has about 10 members in it, and they have about 80 kids in their Interact club, and that is to benefit Meals on Wheelies for Shawnee County and Jefferson County. So if you enjoy attending car shows or have a car that you want to show, please put that Saturday, April 27th on your calendar. That show is from 1 to 3 p.m. and there is a discounted pre-registration opportunity to enter a car, so get right on that. Next announcement, moving right along, for our 2019 Rotary District Conference, is Follow the Yellowbrook Road to Inspiration. It's April 26th and 27th. If you have not registered yet and you are a first-time conference attendee, there are still some spots that are available for half price or $69 to attend the whole weekend. It is available for registration until it's sold out. And I believe it went from 24 to 20 registrations left today. So that is rapidly filling up. So if you're interested, be sure to register right away. You can also attend just Friday night, just Friday day, or parts of Saturday when you register. So depending on your calendar and schedule, you can register for what you're able to attend and don't have to attend the whole weekend. Next, we have an exciting announcement from Eugene about an upcoming 65th anniversary. Eugene.
Thank you, Mr. President. I don't want to take up too much of your time, but at your tables, you will see that there are two posters that are there. One of them is for an actual preview party, and the other one is for the actual premiere. We have done what I think is a very unique type of documentary about the 65th anniversary of Brown versus Board. That will happen this May 17th, okay? So please, those of you that are looking at these, if you would like to take this back to your office and post it, that would be great, okay? But please put these dates on your calendar. We'd like for you to not only watch the program, but if you can attend the preview party, which is going to be at the Brown v. Board Historic Site, we'd love to have you here, okay? Thank you very much.
Thank you, Eugene. And now while Edie Sneeden is making her way up to the podium, I'd like to announce that we have a new member. Norma Juma is a Washburn University professor of strategic management, and she's sponsored by Monique Pittman-Louis. And so this is the second reading of her name. Edie has recently become a Paul Harris Fellow, and I believe received her pin ahead of time, but we have yet to present her with her Paul Harris Fellow certificate. So we wanted to do that today. Edie, thank you for your giving to Rotary International and your faithful dedication to Rotary and all of its values. At this time, let's stand and congratulate Edie and welcome her as a newest Paul Harris Fellow. Thank you. Do we have Veronica or Dina Sattler here today? Veronica Tight Grabber or Dina Sattler? Nope, we still are working to get them their red badges, and we'll do that soon. With that said, we started just a bit early, and I want you to know you're on the hook. I hear that Harvestors has some pretty amazing volunteers who folded an awful lot of these sacks. So there's a challenge coming up from Jeanette and her team, and with that I'd like to welcome Jeanette to the podium and let her explain to you our service project today. Jeanette.
Well, you're in for an action-packed next 30 minutes. I have to say that. This has been brought to you by your service committee. We were charged early this year not only to do off-site activities, but also to bring some volunteer activities to our club meetings. So for most of you, you will remember that we did the tying of the blankets to support why am I blanking out as I'm looking at Grace? Yes, the Fresh Start kits. And today we are going to be supporting Harvestors as we work to support the National Letter Carriers Association annual food drive. Members of the service committee are Wayne Pancoast. We did have Andy Tompkins on the committee until he left recently. Also Carol Jordan, Betty Morris, and Carrie Norberry. So without any further delay, I'm going to introduce one of our two staff members from Harvesters Community Engagement Department that will be leading our activity today. They are Kelly and Nicole. And Kelly, please come on up.
All right, hello Rotarians. Thank you so much for having us out here today. It is with sincere gratitude I thank you for the service you're about to do, because we are truly in need of some help for folding these bags. So the reason we are here today is for the Stamp Out Hunger campaign. Have you heard of this campaign before? Yes, glad to hear it. So this is our 27th annual year of doing this campaign, and it is a partnership with the National Letter Carriers Association and the United Way of Greater Topeka. So we're really happy to be partnering with these key organizations and working to address hunger and food insecurity in our region. And the premise behind this campaign and the work you're going to be doing today, folding our bags, is quite simple. We have to help our neighbors and address hunger and food insecurity in our region, which we're looking at 1 in 7 Kansans are experiencing food insecurity. So this is a very pressing issue, and we're really happy to have you helping Harvesters out to address that through this exciting campaign. So, in order to address hunger, we also are trying to do this at an important time of the year. We like to call it the summer slide at Harvesters because a lot of individuals who are experiencing hunger, notably children, do have meals throughout the school year through their school programs, a hot lunch and usually a snack as well. But during the summer, those meals go away. So truly, this food drive, which takes place in May, is coming at a very important time for our service area. So it's really, once again, really important work that you'll be helping us out with today. And so, it's going to be a fun competition, so get kind of your competitive hats on. And with that, I will go through the process if that's okay. If you would like me to start explaining it. So folding bags, these bags will be distributed to people's houses for them to put non-perishable food items. And then from there, they will go to post offices and come into Harvestors to be distributed to our service area. So in order to get these food donations in, they have to be given bags. So those are the bags we're going to be folding today. And what I'm actually going to do is I'll walk through an example of how the bags are folded. And then throughout the next half an hour as we're doing this competition, what I will be doing along with my counterpart Nicole is we'll be kind of bopping around, checking on your table supplies, and making sure that you have everything you need to succeed today. Does that sound good? All right, so I will go through a tutorial with you next. I'm gonna go grab my supplies. All right, can everyone hear me? Sure. Yes? All right, so this is what a folded bag will look like. Pretty simple. It's kind of like, we like to call them burritos, except don't eat them. So with this, they will look folded up and they will have a flyer stamped on the front. But what is important is what will go inside. So when you are at your tables and you start the folding, you will have a bag that looks like this. We call these two parts right here the handles. What you'll do on your table is you'll lay it out flat. You will take an envelope. We will provide these at your tables. You will take an envelope. Put it in the two handles at the top. So it's important you start at the top like this. And from there, this is where the burrito comes in. You will wrap it nice and tight like a burrito. Like so. Does that make sense? Okay. So you have the letter, you put it in the handles, wrap it up like a burrito. From there, take the flyers that will also, they are provided at your table. From there, take the flyer. And this is an important part when you are stapling the bag. You remember our burrito, right? Inside, we had our envelope. Make sure as we're stapling, in one staple, we get the flyer, the envelope inside, and the bag. If you staple at a part that doesn't touch the envelope, it's going to fall out. So we want to make sure we're getting it all in one staple. All right? Does that make sense to everyone? And if you have questions, I will sort of be your quality control individual, your quality assurance. I have the utmost confidence and faith in you that you will do a wonderful job. But please, if you have any questions, that's why we're here to help. All right. And if I could have everyone's attention back on me, please. All right. If you are feeling anxious or concerned, we do have instructions up at the front, and we're also, and I promise you will do a wonderful job with this today. And with that, people are going to start cleaning away your plates and making room on your table, but we do want to add a little competitive flair, because why not? Competition is fun. And so with this, we're going to be looking around and watching. We have two judges that will be very impartial in their decision. And they will be looking around and judging at the table that has the most fun today. All right? So it's not the number of bags, it's the most fun. All right. And one last thing before we get started. If I could have everyone's attention, please. All right. So one last thing. You can divvy up the tasks at your table as you see fit, but this is very important. At each table, one person must be the counter. And with that, that means as the bags are getting folded and created, you need to be counting the bags because they must go in an unsealed bag in quantities of 100. Does that make sense? So be counting 100 bags when you finish. Put them in an unsealed bag. Does that sound okay? Are we ready? Ready? All right, we'll start passing out. Will the counter at your table come get supplies? So I need you to decide who the counter will be. And when you decide that, come to the back corner for your supplies.
Find another open spot. I'm afraid you and I are going to make a real strong team if we're trying to continue to I'd be on your team any day.
So we have that stack.
Thank you, though. It's nice to see you.
Throughout this next half an hour, and making sure you.
Take it over.
Yeah, these things fold it up sometimes.
You fold them correct. So here's how we start. Got one of these.
Yeah.
Nope. First, you got triple bag. One bag.
I'm loaded and ready. All right.
So, looks like you do this. Wrap it This is my high end.
Put your envelope in.
Yep. Go to there. Now the whack that table and take all of it back in. One. Yeah, yes. It looks pretty lame. Stable. Yeah, let's have a not have a floppy sag.
Yeah, you gotta get that back edge folded in there tight.
Pass on.
Is that right?
Oh, yeah.
Guys need to move fast.
Yeah, bags.
I don't have any. Maybe the reason they have these is because I think Dillon's is discontinuing plastic bags.
Yeah, so what are they gonna do when that happens?
They're going to give all these bags to an organization that really needs them. I think we may be witnessing the end of the Dillon side.
Out of the way.
So you need to have us singing a song that we all know is the right.
We ain't got a barrel of money. Maybe we're ragged and funny, but we're singing along, singing a song side by side.
Originally,
Like 47, 362, hut, hut, hut.
The counting part makes sense to everyone. So when you reach 100 bags.
another category about that.
All right. So where's my pen? All right. So when you reach 100 bags, You'll take one of these Dylan's bags and just put them in there. You don't need to tie or anything. Just put 100 bags in a separate grocery bag. All right?
Can you take bribes on judges?
You know, I'm impartial. I'm not even a judge. If you want to bribe someone else, I will let you do it.
No.
100 eggs.
Stuff lunches.
I know a very old one that my kids told me years ago. It's kind of outdated. How do we make a lady poker face? Let's see, it was funny. 10 years ago.
Yeah, I was going to say that.
She had a song called Poker Face.
Oh, I didn't know.
Alright, so you're studying this for when we have our scout one, and how would we apply that? You're going to put the flyers just in the middle of the bag.
That's the first hand.
Back in action.
Stupid little handles.
This is a great fun table. You're talking about things that you don't want to
So I was in the bathroom.
You got how many empty chairs?
Really? You know, you can.
Is audio on this?
Thank you.
We have a rhythm going here, I think.
And it'll also get some invasion of privacy.
We got this guy over here, this person over here.
Make sure he counts them. Double check the count too. There needs to be an audit trail somewhere. That's what my wife always tells me.
You will do a wonderful job.
Yes, thank you.
And how can we express we're having the most fun?
What's the competition?
Well, the table that looks like they're having the most fun.
Oh, you know what? We gotta name ourselves. Number one.
Well, if we just call ourselves having the most fun.
Yeah.
Call us that. Yeah.
We're number one.
Sure.
Are we laughing aloud or something? We're number one.
We are up front.
That's right, we have Jeanette.
To be number one.
That's right, put the wrong thing in there. Gotta have the other.
Melissa, did you see the KLC's announcement today that they're starting another tour?
That was a blast. We took my youngest brother. They told us we cold, so bring some snow. We had sleep bags. We told them we could get our. They did a lot of camping guys and scouts.
Wild rice taker. We're stamping out hunger, and you got a piece of rice with us.
You guys need some more envelopes?
Yeah, we do. Yeah. We're so productive. I lost count. Everybody got count?
I thought we were at 8, but I'll
Yes.
Thanks for waiting. He was. I saw his picture on
I saw that. And I've seen some now that updated that. But yeah,
supporting.
Little music for us, California Dreamin'.
Where's all that money go?
I can't sing that.
Job launching Grace Mad, so.
This needs to be something I can sing.
All the leaves are brown
That's
and
not
the
the
sky
right.
is blue. Great, we got another song then. All right,
Very 60s.
here we go. Keep On by the Brady Bunch. The mango blues, every I'll do the chorus when it comes up. Beautiful day.
Yes.
I'll even do the choreography that they Brady Bunch used to do. Oh, I want to do the choreography. Here it comes.
Yes.
We're gonna keep on dancing on. We're gonna keep on doing it right. I know, he's getting behind. We're gonna staple, 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 staple. Keep on stapling and dancing all through the night.
I want to join this table.
We're stamping out singing. I mean,
All right.
pi r squared.
Yes.
Keep on stapling. Keep on.
Yes, I think it's that one. Well, I think I could
Just one man, just one.
Because they danced because they weren't really dancers professionally, were they?
No, they were actors.
Well, hey, we need to get up here.
So you'll grab them in the back. Like you would do like your groceries.
Put all 100 together.
100, yeah. One bag.
Yeah.
Exactly like that, sir.
Now, when do you want to stamp it out? Now! What are we stamping out?
Once you get to the 100, guys, watch it. You get the 100. Okay?
Oh, man.
Get the fat.
It's not how many, it's how much fun.
I'm getting second
Thank you,
100.
sir.
Second 100. Okay, let's. But you did not have to.
Hang on, someone bailing. Who's bailing?
Hey, the winning group.
Winning
Look at
group,
me
stand
and
up, stand up.
hands up.
Yeah.
How about this? Winning group. See the winner. You got the video? I've had a couple like that. I don't know if you had a staple. Let it go. No, I Well, the worst thing is with the camera. In case I say something that
This is one on camera. You have to redo everything. Just
Except rolling now. Now we know what we're doing. I'll go for the Harvestors one day.
Hey, we're probably reading the back. Data or data?
Anybody like to put
Come on, puppy. That one wasn't Is anybody going to the... Is anybody going to the historic tours on Saturday? I sold out
On the very day.
on the very day.
I almost called David Heineman to find out if we could get an extra ticket.
I know it. Maybe he will get us in. And especially Larry and Anita.
We want tickets for the tour.
You should be in. We want tickets for the historic tour. We waited.
They're sold out.
I took them. They were sold out the day I called. They were. I went online.
Well, there's 4 houses, including the land and
Nancy.
that was
The way it's been fixed up.
for
Wait a minute.
Total it up, girl.
All right, 1, 2, there's 3
This is bags. I just realized that. Isn't it fun? One? Here. What? Are you talking about?
Dynamic duel since we deserted you.
I think nature helped him.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Part of the special set was that the original casting, they wanted almost 200. Richard Pryor was the 10.
Is there over there?
We're at 101.
When you count, yeah.
104.
312.
Pi r squared.
150.
I got you. 150 right here.
Sorry.
Exactly.
It'll be interesting to see how it plays out. Well, let me know when you do that soon. Yeah, rather than trying to find out. Yeah. He's, right, he's aware. So, yeah.
It looks like the same size.
We need another person. Dave, you get over here and work. If you work with us.
I'm sorry, Nicole, I think we talked too much at this table.
Oh, you're fine. You're having fun.
Yeah, we're having fun.
Start driving the wheel. Yeah. No, we're
You guys need some more supplies? Oh, we're going to keep going. So whenever you go.
Well,
Empty debt, or you want to get a picture of me going? Todd, that's some good news. There's always Will.
Everyone knows it's windy.
and we're going to have our talent, skill, and dexterity all challenged in one meeting here.
We're on camera now, so it's really, but it's okay.
Finishing up for today, but first, before you go, I just want to say one last thank you. I can confidently say that we have at least folded over 1,000 bags, and let me tell you, that's amazing. Yes, and truly, this is such an important food drive because this is not only through Harvestors, but we are so grateful for our partners through the United Way, and especially with Dylan's as well. They are the core of this food drive, and we're so, so grateful. And if you like folding, we have around 90,000 bags that are going out. So I mean, we could stay and do all those today, but we're gonna finish up, and before we do send you out, we have our lovely judge who has declared a winner. So I'm gonna pass this over to our judge to say who's getting the prizes today.
Yes.
Well, I have to say that I think all of you really had a good time, but there was one table that was really kind of over the top having fun. So Larry, bring your whole table up front. Now, bring your music because you get this on one condition, that you sing us a Stamp Out Hunger song.
Come on, girls. This is Walk Like a Band by Four Seasons. We'll call you. Look outside.
Now, is there a table out there that's going to challenge them for that?
Good job and congratulations to the winning table, and thank you for all of your help and for making a difference today, everybody. We shared earlier with the Harvesters team that we would love for them to sign the book plate, and the book this week is Lost and Found, and that will be donated to Ross Elementary's school library in their honor, so we'd ask you to sign that. And then we also have Rotary four-way test coins for you. Harvesters, we believe you understand and walk out the values of Rotary, and we appreciate that and all the good work that you're doing. With that said, next week's meeting is at the Cyrus Hotel, and Larry Goronsky will again be up front and have access to the microphone. I'm excited personally about his presentation next week. It's a disaster preparedness and mega sheltering, and some of the great work that he has done in the past with some of the facilities that he's had access to and managed. So with that said, let's stand and say the 4 and a half-way test. And you're welcome to keep folding if you'd like while you're doing that. Of the things we think, say, or do, is it the truth? Is it fair to all concerned?